Hello and welcome back to Great Little Homestead. Today I have something very exciting to share with you. At least for me it is very exciting. Yesterday I received my freeze dryer. After a long time waiting for it, because first I had to save up some money, those are really expensive. And then when I finally was able to order one, it was on back order. So it took a while, but it arrived and now I'm eager to try it. We got it all set up yesterday and we did the test run as they asked for in the manual. They say to run a load of damp bread and see what the display and everything says, and it worked out perfectly fine for us. So that worked, and today we are planning on doing some carrots and peas, maybe some broccoli or cauliflower or both, and maybe some raspberries. We will see. So I started the display and now it is asking me pre-frozen or not frozen. So since my vegetables are already frozen, I'm gonna hit pre-frozen. Now what the machine does is cooling down to 0 degrees Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit, and then it will tell me to load it. This can take about half an hour, they say. I guess we have to figure that out and see how long it actually does take. In the meantime, I will get the trays and load them. As you can see, we have loaded 2 trays with peas, one with raspberries, and before I load this one, I wanted to show you. Those are the trays that come with the machine, and I got those silicone pads for them. It is supposed to help so whatever you put on the trays doesn't stick so much to the trays. Let's add some more raspberries to the last tray here. Well, since those are store-bought and they had been frozen into a big lump, we had to smash them to get them apart. So yeah, it's not quite raspberry-like, but for trial it's okay. And I think we're gonna make powder out of it anyway, for yogurt or so, or milkshake or smoothie. And I could see that for a trial run to be just good enough. Just trying to get them spread evenly as much as possible. So, okay. Now let's load the freeze dryer. So, I don't know if you can see that on the display here, but the machine is running 45 minutes now and it is at -10. We took a little longer to fill the trays than we planned on, and it is saying load food into freeze dryer, close drain valve. The drain valve is on the side here. There's a drain hose, so I already closed it, and we're gonna open it up later on when the machine is ready again. So let's open it up. Take the pad out, and I think we're gonna load it. So, raspberries, and another raspberry. Why is that not? Ah, here we go. Peas. And another with peas. So, yeah, I put this back in, just pushing it in, making sure it sits in tight. Oops, that's too far, of course. Just like that. So, and then close the door. Is now just push continue. So it says freezing, and now the machine does everything by itself. It is going to freeze now, and then it is going to start heating. It's just going through all the cycles, and then at one point the vacuum pump will start, and nothing what I have to do, then just check every once in a while until it tells me it's done. And we will be back when it is done and show you what we produced or not, if it is a success or a failure. So next morning, the whole load took about 20 hours to finish, and when you can see the display, it says final dry completed, and then you see the timer in the bottom, and this timer states extra drying time. So if you can't unload the freeze dryer right away when it is done, you can add more drying time, so you can do it whenever you are comfortable to unload and when you have the time for it. I think that is a great idea. Extra drying time probably never hurts. So I haven't opened that one yet. Let's do that. First I have to do is cancel, and then it tells me more dry time, no defrost or defrost. So this screen will be there. I can open it up now, and then I can decide if everything is completely dried or not, and if not, then I can put it back in and give more dry time. What is actually a pretty cool feature, I find. What I have to do now is I have to open the drain valve to vent the chamber. And you want to have a big bucket underneath. I don't know how much ice is in there, and if this will come out right away or later, we will see. So now it's just air coming. And it is important to do that first, so you are actually able to open the door. Sounds like it's good. Let's open. Okay, let's see what we have produced. I'm really curious. That looks interesting. Very much. Look. And the second raspberries. And the first tray of peas. And the last one. Peas again. Interesting, interesting. Let's try the raspberries. I hope you can see that. Oops, it is falling apart super easily. They kept their shape, at least the ones that have been still whole, very nicely, and let's see how they taste. Oh, I like that. Oh, that is good. I have had dehydrated raspberries, but I honestly have to say I didn't like the dehydrated ones, but those ones, I can see just snacking on them. Really nice. Really nice. They seem to be completely dry. In the manual they say to watch for spots where there's still ice crystals, but I can't see any. Looks pretty dry. And this one here too. Great, let's try the peas. They sound like paper. And very good. Tastes very good. Or I could snack them just like that. Awesome. Okay. I think the machine did its work. Just check here. No icy spots I can see. No. Perfect. I stopped the machine so we don't have so much background noise. and maybe I show you what I have to do with it. So we don't need any more dry time. Decided they are good to go. So I'm gonna start the defrost cycle. And important is to have the bucket and that the hose is not sitting in water. They say it can suck up the water into the machine, and that certainly is something we don't want. So let's start the defrost. Okay, it says remove product from dryer, close door for defrost. We have this already done, so continue. Defrosting chamber, keep door closed, and there's a countdown again for 2 hours. So I just let it do what it does. The valve is open, should do fine. Let's see what happens. Let's get those things packaged. Those are the Mylar bags, and I pre-labeled them already with the piece and the date. And I thought I put them in here so it might be easier to fill, and use one of those canning funnels to keep it open. And then I just think I just transfer them. So there we go. I certainly have to find a way how to do that properly. There certainly is one, I'm pretty sure. Hope so. Of course, now they go where they want. So the bag is pretty full, as you can see. Again, there's a notch here on the side. I don't know if you can see that. So they say to seal it above the notch. So I'm gonna do that in a second, because I also have to add an oxygen absorber, and I will do that as soon as I have the raspberries grinded up into powder. Okay, for the raspberries I'm gonna use my Ninja to turn them into powder. I think that should work. And I'm just gonna do it the same way, I guess. Just pull it up. So I'm gonna move that into a Mylar bag now. So let's see. So second tray. Let's do the same thing. I think I'm gonna take a few out just for snacking for now. So oil that went sideways. I certainly need to find a way to do that the better way. No doubt. Okay. The lid and the motor, and now okay, this time I was a little more aggressive. Let's see how that looks like. A little finer. Here we go. So, oxygen absorbers. Important for those is when I open this bag, I take out the two that I need for my mylar bags, and I have a vacuum bag here, so I can transfer them right away into the vacuum bag and seal them again, because as far as I understand that they start a chemical reaction right away when they are exposed to air, and of course you don't want that. You want to seal them immediately again. So let's do that. Just open this up. One for this and one for the peas. And then I just put them all in here. And I think this thing is important too. And now I'm just gonna use my vacuum sealer to seal that. Here we go, all nicely sealed again. Okay, put those aside. So they say to remove as much air by hand as you can, and then put it into the sealer and seal. Seems to be ready. And just to make sure, I'm gonna seal it double seal it, sorry. And here is my first finished freeze-dried raspberry bag. Interesting, very interesting. Let's seal the peas as well. Just making sure, trying that they do not roll out of there. Here we go. One, and I will see if I can get a second one now. Here we go. And my first bag of peas, freeze-dried. So that's the video about my very first freeze-drying experience. Learning video for myself. I hope you enjoyed it. For me it was a lot of fun, a lot of excitement to see what I get out of this machine and if this was a good investment. But for those two things, the raspberries and peas, I'm totally convinced. Really tasty. If you liked my video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. It's totally for free, doesn't cost you a penny, and it helps us to be recognized by YouTube. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.